Bakersfield, Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Bartle set the record for slices pre-show. I just set the record for slices intermission.
We need to have a talk with Chris because we need to expand our commercial breaks.
Yes.
That is just not enough time.
Chris, it's not good for my health to eat 2 slices of pizza in 2.5 minutes.
Well, if it was a 3.5-minute break, you'd eat 4 slices.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to peacefully eat a slice or two.
The man who's never eating pizza again in his life, J.F. Houle, joins us here on Condors Unleashed. And you're about, it's a week 2 here of this no pizza, really healthy eating. How's everything going?
Oh, I had tuna fish this afternoon. I tell you, that pizza smelled darn good right now.
We won't tell anybody. You can sneak a couple slices out. That's fine. That's fine. Condors head coach J.F. Houle joining us here. Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle, Condors Unleashed. And Coach, we were talking about it back when we opened the show. Condors on a bit of what's the term? A blip on the radar here.
It's a slide.
It's a slide, a 4-game skid here, if you will. But we went inside the numbers. The Condors had multi-goal leads in 2 of those games. 3 of those games were tied with 9 minutes left. Certainly not the results the Condors are looking for, but overall, when you take it into consideration, stuff like this is going to happen over the course of a 72-game season.
Yeah, we play a lot of games. You do going to have some tough times. We're going through a tough time as a team right now, struggling to find a way to win. And, I was pleased with the last game. I thought the effort was there. I wish it would have been a different result. But, we can't panic here. We do have a good team. We have some good players, and I'm sure we're going to turn it around. But it's not a fun time when you're losing like this.
Can you pinpoint anything right now over the 4 games that kind of stands out where, hey, this is something we're going to have to be better at here in the coming weeks?
Well, our D zone was struggling for a while, and we fixed that, and I thought that was much better. And then, the last 3 or 4 games that we lost, goals, sometimes effort wasn't there. We approached that with the players, taking too many chances to offensively, and guys are trying to score. Guys are usually on the 3rd line or on the 1st line right now, so they're trying to provide some offense. So they're out of their element a little bit, but it's not a. We can't use it as a crutch. I think it's important as a coach and as a team to be accountable, and we need to be better in order to win.
This is the first kind of little dip here for this Condors team this season, and you yourself as a coach, when you get into a situation like this where you have dropped a couple of games in a row. Are you the type of coach where you're the one trying to be the voice as far as, making sure things are fixed in the room, or maybe if you see the effort not there? Or does that have to come from the room and come from the leadership of this team from inside the dressing room?
Well, I think the leadership is very important. You need help with your leaders in tough times, and the players get tired of hearing the same voice all the time when the coaches addresses the locker room. So I think it's important to get different people, and especially the leaders, to step up and be vocal in the locker room, and it's a team thing.
When you were a player and you kind of went through times like this, did having a leader in the locker room like that, did it almost carry more weight than if a coach came in and said something than if one of your teammates comes and speaks up and says, hey, I've been through this, here's what we got to do?
Yeah, I think it carries a lot of momentum because they're friends and they trust each other, and like I just said, you can only hear the coach say it so many times before it goes in one ear and out the other ear. So it's very important to have a good group of leadership, and I think this group is doing a good job, and we're going to turn it around here.
So you make the trade to bring in Michael Kolovecchia.
Can I buy a vowel?
Yes, you can.
There's a C in there.
There's a C.
You have to give up something to get something. Right now, you just happen to have an excess of defensemen. But what about Kolovecchia? How do you see him fitting in?
Well, I think he's going to be he's going to step right in. I think he's going to step right in. He's got 7 points in his last 7 games. He's got some speed. He's got some skill. So we lost some of that with the Jones and then Winquist. And you could tell on the power play a little bit. So hopefully he could come in and be one of those guys that will produce a little bit for us. And it's too bad we let Corey go. We loved Corey here, but we're very depleted at forwards with Lessard and McNeil being injured. So we just needed a forward.
You mentioned forwards and stuff. I don't even know if we can say this, but we will. We'll go ahead and say it. Condors put in a waiver claim. Luke Judson from the Tulsa Oilers was released yesterday. Condors grab him and had a very nice little season with the Idaho Steelheads when he was traded from San Francisco. Came over after the Bulls folded last season and had 15 points in 25 games, I think it was. And a nice little pickup for this Condors team up front. Again, adding to the depth of this team.
Yeah, it's going to add some depth. Right now, we're a little short-handed, and like you said, he's had some great numbers in Idaho. He's playing okay in Tulsa. They have too many players right now, and he's friends of Pajot. Pajot came in yesterday. Says, "Hey, my friend's getting released." So we looked into it, did a little bit of homework, and since we're short, we're going to give him a chance here.
Belleville. That's where the best scouting comes from.
He would make the fifth forward that you've added here in the last 10 games. I know that you want to bring guys in and you want to try to constantly improve the club, but there's some challenges that go with that as well.
Yeah, and you're right. I'm happy you kind of brought that up. It's tough when you constantly have new players. You have to adjust your system. You have to explain your system, and then you have also the adjustment of getting used to play with different players. And every coach got their different philosophy. So it's not easy when you bring new guys in. It takes a little while to gel, to get the players to gel and to buy in. And so, but we're willing to be patient here and try to get the right people in for our club.
And a fresh start for this Condors team here this week in Ontario. Tomorrow night, we're also at home Friday and Saturday nights against the Utah Grizzlies. And you look at Ontario, they've had a week off here to prepare for this Condors team. They had the weekend off. The Condors, I don't know if we ever get it. Do we ever get a break, Barts?
No.
We never get a break. But this Condors team back down to Ontario, and Ontario had the better of the Condors last time they were down in Ontario, and a chance to kind of get them back here tomorrow night against the Reign.
Yeah, they've played very well against us the last two games, and we gotta take it with pride here and show some pushback. We've lost the last two against that team. They're down the road rivals, so we got to make sure that we're ready to play on Wednesday. And every game counts now. I mean, it's so tight in the standings, and we gotta put a good game together.
What are you seeing out of your goaltenders in Francois Himatai? Remember, before it was back and forth. Condors were winning games. Well, now they've kind of dipped here, and we've lost a couple of games in a row. So how do you plan on using them moving forward here? Yeah,
we're not sure what we're going to do yet with the goalies, but. I think they're aware of it, that they're not playing as well as they would want to, and their numbers speak to that. And I think they both know, and they both got to get prepared mentally for the challenge up ahead. And they're a big part of the team. We need them to come up big for us, and I'm sure they'll be ready.
We saw this Colorado team for the first time all season last weekend, and for what it's worth, we both like their team pretty well. I mean, they're big. Their D is mobile, and I thought one-on-one situations against our forwards, and we have some very creative players on this Condors team, they just didn't give a whole lot of room.
I agree. I thought it was probably one of the best teams we've seen this year. I thought their D core moved the puck really well. They played us one-on-one really, really tight. We didn't have much space out there. That's why we only got 15 or 17 shots the first night. We made some adjustment the second night. It was better, but and their forwards are on the forecheck. I mean, they're a good team, and it's going to be a team that we need to play like that if we want to win more games.
He's in the studio, so we'll, as we always do, pump his tires a little bit. But 37 in white, Sebastian Sylvestre. How have you seen his game grow here over in his rookie season? He was kind of an unknown coming in, but has certainly shown himself to be one of the better Condors here this year.
Yeah, you know what? He's came a long way. He came in training camp. Not many people knew much about him, and he instantly opened our eyes. I think offensively he's very gifted. He's still learning a lot about the defensive play.
You looked right at him.
but it's okay. He knows, and we do video together, and he's aware that his defensive play needs to be better. But he provides a lot of offense for us. He's tenacious. I think he's on the forecheck. He's tenacious. And he's fun to watch play, so we're really happy to have him here in Bakersfield.
Yeah, I like that he tries things out there. He's creative, and a lot of guys, they get it, they want to move it, they don't want to hold the puck too much. You never have that fear that Sebastian Sylvestre is going to underhandle the puck. He just looks like he's having fun out there, and I like that he tries things.
Yeah, no, it's important for him to develop as a player. You know, you're at this level here. You are going to do some mistakes, but you know, sometimes you have to try, and you know, he's willing to do that. And hopefully, we could get him up to the next level, and that's our objective. And I'm sure that's what Sylvester's objective is to move up one day. So we hope to do that with him.
You obviously
forecheck, back check, paycheck.
Yes.
Yeah, paycheck.
Paycheck is the most important. You spent a lot of time, obviously, in the queue, and now getting into the pro ranks here. Is the defensive side for a skilled forward like Sly, is that the toughest part for a guy coming from his background, from the queue? Let's face it, a very offensive-minded league. Gets that kind of reputation, but is that the toughest part to understand the defensive side and the defensive responsibilities?
Yeah, it is the toughest part, and it depends which coach you have in juniors too. You know, some coaches are more defensive oriented, some others are more offensive oriented. It all depends on the coach, but the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League puts a lot of emphasis on the offense, so it's something that everybody has to learn. And you know, Sebastian had really good years in juniors. You know, we tried to acquire his rights in juniors, but he went to Rimouski, who got the better deal of it. But we beat him in the playoffs, so
we'll talk.
Yeah,
That's great.
We're good with that.
Yeah,
I love it.
And then they, just go to the pro ranks, and by the way, I'll take you now. Yeah, they can't steal you anymore.
Well, I remember during training camp, we were looking at all the forwards, and you kind of gave us a heads up. Sylvester, he's a pretty good player. You'll see him, and there you go.
Yeah, and he needed to prove himself coming in because there was a lot of good players here in training camp, and he did so from the get-go.
Coach, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's Condors head coach Jay Houle. When we come back, Bartz and I will be joined by the man we were just talking about, Sebastian Sylvester. Condors with 3 games this week in Ontario on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at home. Call 324-7825. Get your tickets now. We'll be back with more of Condors Unleashed and next, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Stay tuned.